Good morning. How are you? It's lovely to see you today. Hi kids, it's Miss Woodland, and today I'm going to teach you about one of my favorite instruments, the guitar. Guitars are instruments that are usually made out of wood. This one that I'm playing is called an acoustic guitar. It's several inches deep, and that depth is what produces the sound of the guitar. The sound comes right out of this hole underneath the strings. The depth of the guitar helps to amplify or increase the sound. Another common kind of guitar is the electric guitar. This is my electric guitar. And you'll notice this guitar is much skinnier. My other guitar is hollow, but this one is made out of a solid piece of wood. Now, because this guitar is made out of one solid piece of wood, it can't produce very much sound on its own. If I were to strum this guitar, you can barely hear it. This little white box here is called a pickup. If I were to plug this guitar into an electric amplifier, which increases the sound, that's a speaker box, I would plug it in right here, and then you'd be able to hear this guitar a lot better. But without an amplifier to make the sound louder, it's pretty quiet on its own. Let's look a little bit closer at some of the parts of the guitar. Now, up at the top of the guitar, we call this part the head. And you see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little knobs here. There's one for each string. And if I turn these knobs, it'll change the tension of the string, changing the sound. Let's see what happens when I turn one of the knobs. I'm going to play my lowest string, the first string here. I'm going to turn this knob towards me to loosen the tension on the string. Ooh, the sound got lower. Let's see what happens when I turn it the opposite way. Now I'm turning that knob to make this string tighter, and the sound is getting higher. Now here's a question for you. Why might I need to use these knobs up here to be able to change the sound coming out of each string? The reason that I can use these knobs to adjust the sound, the tone coming off of each string, is that each string makes a different note. Starting with the lowest one, E, A, D, G, B, and a high E. Now let's look at some other parts of the guitar. Between the head and the body is this nice long section called the neck. The neck is made up of frets and metal bars. Can you see the little metal bars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There are 18 metal bars on my guitar. In between these metal bars, this piece of wood is called a fret. Let's see how many frets there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and maybe 19. But that one's not very useful. So we have 18 metal bars and 18 wooden frets in between them. Now that we know about the bars and frets, let's see what they do. Now, if I press my finger on a string right on top of the bar, and then I pluck that string, it makes a pretty muted, buzzy sort of noise. If I press my finger right in the middle of the fret on that string, let's see what that does. A nice, clear, rich tone. Each of these frets can make a different note on each different string. So now that I know that pressing on the fret is what's going to change the notes for me, I can pluck the strings while pressing on the frets to play a song. I can also combine several notes to make a chord and strum all the strings at once. Just like I did in our Good Morning song. So today we've learned that the head of the guitar controls the tension of the string, which allows the notes on the string to get higher or lower. We've learned that the neck of the guitar is made up of bars and frets, and that when we press our finger down on the string on the fret, it can change the string's note from something like an E to an F to a G. We've also learned that that big hollow body of the acoustic guitar is what makes it sound nice and loud and clear. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today on our mini lesson about guitars. I hope you'll take this as an opportunity to go to talk to somebody in your family about music. Whether we're listening to music or making music of our own, music can be a wonderful way to convey our feelings, express our thoughts, and just connect to others around us. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. I'll see you again soon.